Good afternoon, students. In the last class, we discussed with what is an accounting equation, and we see one problem with regard to accounting equation. How this is to be calculated. That is, the assets we need to calculate the assets as well as the liabilities also, and the balance sheet equation we need to, or the accounting equation we need to write it. So that is asset is equal to liability plus capital, or liability is equal to assets minus capital, and asset is equal to liability minus capital. So we see in that. So today, in continuation with that, we will do one more problem with regard to, or I think I given as a homework like that. We will check it that one. So how is it to be? Use the accounting equation to show the effect of the following transaction on the assets, liabilities, and capital. Sam commenced the business with the cash rupees 1 lakh. So cash and capital is increased as 1 lakh and 1 lakh. Then purchased goods on credit 20,000. So on credit basis, so what is there? Stock is to be increased in the asset side and creditors is to be increased in the liability side. So purchased goods on credit, that is 20,000. So 20,000 is equal to 20,000. In that way, we will write it. Okay. Then after that, withdrew cash from business for personal use. So there is should be what cash is to be. What is that? Cash is to be deducted, and it's like the same capital also to be deducted. So that is the case. See, cash and capital withdrew for cash from business for personal use. That makes what drawings. Then another item is what? Sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. Cost is 10,000, but 15,000 it is sold. So how it is to be? Cash is to be realized as 15,000 and the stock is to be reduced as 10,000. So there is a profit of 5,000 coming there. So that is, that should be there. That is sold goods for cash 15,000, that the original value or the original amount is realized as 15,000, and those worth of goods, 10,000 worth of goods is sold. There's a 5,000 profit. That profit is to be added along with the capital. So that is the case. Then received commission. So commission in the sense means cash is received. So cash is and capital both are increased, and paid to creditors rupees 13,000. So how it is to be? Creditors, instead of that, how much is that? എത്രയായിരുന്നു സെക്കൻഡ് കേസിൻ്റെത്? അതായത് പർച്ചേസ് 20,000, അതിനകത്ത് എത്ര കൊടുത്തു? Paid to creditors 13,000. So cash is to be reduced by 13,000, and the creditors also come down by how much? 13,000. So 20, 13, 7,000 is the balance there. Okay. So that is paid to creditors rupees 13,000. Then after that, paid rent 4,000 and the outstanding 1,000. So there should be some outstanding. So that outstanding should be treated in where rent, that 1,000 to be treated along with the which one? Liability. So outstanding rent is the liability, isn't it? So cash to be realized is 4,000. Cash to be paid is 4,000, but outstanding will be there as how much? 1,000 is more there. So that is treated as the liability. So in this way, we need to write it. So we will do it now. Like how much? Assets is equal to liability plus capital. The first case is what? Commence the business with the cash 1 lakh. So cash is to be increased and the capital also to be there. So 1 lakh is equal to 0 plus 1 lakh. That is the first case. The second case is what? Purchased goods on credit 20,000. So 1 lakh plus 20,000 is equal to 20,000 plus 1 lakh. Because why? 20,000 stock ആയിട്ട് വന്നു, അതുപോലെ ക്രെഡിറ്റേഴ്സിന് 20,000 കൊടുക്കാറുണ്ട്. Then withdraw cash from business for personal use. So third case, withdrew cash from business for personal use. So cash from the cash, it is withdrawing, isn't it? So here, how much is the cash withdrew? 5,000. So 5,000 is equal to, where it is to be here, 5,000. That is out of the capital and also the cash to be withdrawn. So the new equation will be 95,000 plus 20,000 is equal to 20,000 plus 95,000. So that is how much? 20,000 plus 95,000, 115,000, isn't it? 95,000 plus 20,000 is equal to 20,000 plus 95,000. And the fourth case is sold goods for cash, cost rupees 10,000, rupees 15,000 as the total value. So 15,000 will be there as realized as cash minus 10,000, that is the stock, is equal to how much? Yes, 5,000 here. Isn't it? So the new equation will be 95 plus 15. How much it is? 110,000 minus 10,000 is equal to 110,000 plus 10,000 is equal to 20,000 plus 95 plus 5, 100,000. So 1,20,000 is equal to 1,20,000. That is the what is that? Now derive the new equation. After that, അതിനുശേഷമുള്ളത് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ, so after that, received commission. So cash is to be increased. Received commission for 3,000, isn't it? Received commission for 3,000. So 110,000 would, so it will be 113,000 plus 10,000 is equal to 20,000 plus how much? 100,000 plus this 3,000 to be added. So 103,000. So how much it is? 133,000 is equal to, isn't it? So how much? 113, 1,13,000 plus 10,000. 1,23,000 is equal to here also 1,23,000. This is the new equation derived. After that, paid to creditors. Creditors in കൊടുത്തു. ഇതാണ് അതിന് മുമ്പുള്ള equation. Paid to creditors in the sense cash ആയിട്ട് കുറയും, creditors ഇന്നും കുറയും, isn't it? So paid to creditors, how it is to be? ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് എത്രയാണ് creditorsന് കൊടുത്തത്? 13,000 is to be. So 13,000 is equal to here 13,000. So how much is the new equation? 1 lakh plus 10,000 is equal to 7,000 plus 103. So it is 1,10,000 is equal to here also 1,10,000. So that is the case. And finally, what is there? Paid rent rupees 4,000 and outstanding rupees 1,000. So cash in എത്ര കുറയും? പേ ചെയ്തത് 4,000. Okay. Then creditors അതായത് rent outstanding. So that is to be added here, the difference. Okay, minus 5,000 is what? The total amount of rent. So how much it is be? 1 lakh minus 4,000, so it is 96,000 plus 10,000 is equal to how much? 8,000 plus 1,03,000 minus 5,000, it is 98,000. So this is the final 96,000 plus 10, it is 106,000 is equal to 106,000. That is the accounting equation we derived at last. The new equation we derived at the last. So hope you understand how the accounting equation is to be prepared. Another problem, capital is 2 lakh, creditors it is 50,000, revenue during the year, that is the sales during the year, it is 5,000, and the expenses during the year, it is 4,000. So what we require is the calculation of total assets. How the total asset is to be calculated. So we will see how the total assets, capital is 2 lakh, then what is the creditors is, that is 50,000, then revenue, that is the sales revenue, how much it is, 5 lakh, then expenses 4 lakh. Okay, so how this is, we will check it. Computation of the total assets as profit is there, isn't it? Revenue minus expenses, so 1 lakh is the profit. How it is to be, 5 lakh minus 4 lakh. Therefore, asset is equal to capital plus liability, isn't it? So what is the capital there? Capital is given as 2 lakh, okay, plus the liability. Liability is how much? That is, liability is the creditors is 50,000 there. So capital plus profit. So how it is to be? Capital asset is equal to capital plus liability. So capital plus profit is there. We need to, in the balance sheet, as you are aware that capital is added, the profit is added along with the capital, isn't it? So profit is calculated separately as 1 lakh. So capital is how much? 2 lakh plus 1 lakh plus 50,000. So 3 lakh plus 50,000. So it is how much? 3,50,000 is the assets. 3,50,000 is the asset. So that is the case with regard to which one? That is the case with regard to accounting equation. So in this way, we are calculating the accounting equation. Next, I will give you one problem later, but we will check with the theory portions, balance theory portion. So accounting principle, very important thing that you need to understand. So next part is what? The accounting principle. So as you are aware that for everything there should be some principle, accounting also need to be based on the guidelines given by this principle. So what is this principle? To make the accounting language convey the same meaning to all the people, accountants all over the world have developed certain rules, procedures, and conventions also. The rules, conventions, and procedures adopted by the accountants globally for recording the transaction and preparing the financial statements of different types of organization are called generally accepted accounting principle. So, generally accepted accounting principle, the guidelines. Based on this, we are following. അതായത് ഏത് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് ആണെങ്കിലും ഇതാണ് നോക്കുന്നത്. So the rules, the conventions, the procedures that are adopted by the accountants globally for recording the transactions and preparing the financial statements of different types of organizations are called generally accepted accounting principle. These are various accounting standards that developed by professional accounting bodies all over the world. It ensures the uniformity, the clarity, and also the understanding. So, it is a set of principles that is to be followed by accountants all over the world. So, that is the generally accepted accounting principle. A set of conventions, rules, standards, and procedures mean for reporting financial information established by the Financial Accounting Standards Board are called generally accepted accounting principle. Accounting principles are guidelines that establish the standards for sound accounting practices and procedures in reporting the financial status and periodic performance of an organization. Accounting principles are the general decision rules that governs the development of accounting techniques. These principles guide how the transaction should be recorded and reported also. So that is the case with regard to generally accepted accounting principle. So what is this? It is the principle that is to be adopted by the accountants for globally, that is for overseas also. Wherever the accountants are there, they need to follow this. So globally, for recording the transaction and preparing the financial statements of different types of organization. പലതരം ഓർഗനൈസേഷന്റെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ആണെങ്കിൽ പോലും they need to prepare on this way, which way generally accepted accounting principle need to follow. So please have a look at today's classes and please convey the regarding the doubts regarding that. If any doubts arises, please clear it as that. So thank you for the day.